Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world of ours. It is Saturday, May 9th, 2026. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I am your host, the DJ Atomica, and we are playing Between Horizons. God, I certainly hope we are not at 2029 already. That would be moving a bit too fast for my tastes. In any case, we are probably going to be finishing this game today after a long and winding road full of twists and turns and mysteries and revelations. Hell through space-time if you did. Maybe I've just been traveling at close to the speed of light. Maybe I just didn't notice that time on Earth had passed so quickly. Never travel close to the speed of light if you don't have to. You're gonna miss a lot of stuff. But no, as far as I can tell, we are still in 2026. Thank goodness. Or my condolences, depending on how you're doing right now. We are Stella, the chief security officer on board this here colony generation ship called the Zephyr. We were initially on a multi-lifetime course to a star called Eurus for the purpose of settling upon a planet called Eurus B in orbit around the star. This would take more than our natural lifetime and more than the natural lifetime of many of the people who would be born on this ship. Until very recently, a number of strange things began happening on board the Zephyr. Power outages, data leaks, mysterious democratic dissident groups, and somebody hacked into the navigation system to divert the Zephyr's course away from our initial destination and toward a star much closer. Forgive me, I'm blanking on the name of this new closer star, but that journey would probably only take about 20 years from this point onward. So, a fair portion of the people alive aboard the ship would be alive to see the destination. This apparently happened because news reached people on the Zephyr that some new terraforming technology had made a planet in orbit around this closer star fit for human habitation. But the higher-ups on board the Zephyr are trying to bury this knowledge. For reasons that are not entirely clear right now. But nevertheless, when Earth developed this new terraforming technology, they sent a second ship out after us, a faster ship, that would arrive at this new planet before even we will. So by the time we get to this new planet, there's already going to be people there, and they're gonna have a new terraforming technology to make the planet habitable. So we are likely barreling toward a choice here. We've got less than, I think, a day. I think even less than 12 hours before our course becomes unchangeable. Before we won't be able to go back on any of our decisions. We will have to choose either to let this new maneuver complete itself and put us on course to the new planet to meet the second ship, or regain control of the navigation systems, put us back on our original course, and go the multi-generation journey to Eurus B. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Personally, I'm leaning towards let's go to the new planet. There's really not much of a redundancy difference in having humanity on 2 planets or 3 planets, at least in my estimation. So might as well go for the quicker, better, or I guess easier option in this case. So that's where I'm at currently. Now, it's possible the story may throw us for a loop again, but the clock is now ticking, or at least it's close to being ticking. we've gotten the message from our main story quest that, hey, if you want to wrap up your loose ends, wrap them up now, because this final quest, there's going to be no turning back. So, oh god, I also keep pressing the wrong menu button because this game, like so many others in our day and age, has two menus. I don't know why. I've gone on this rant before. I'm not going to bore you with it again. Nevertheless. Announcements. I think this is a new announcement, actually. Access to and from the public and residential areas has been temporarily closed due to growing security concerns. Bored by a fun rant? Nah, well, then you... careful what you wish for, Lordling. But thank you, I appreciate the compliment. No, I'll say it again. I don't understand why there needs to be two separate menus in any game, but especially in this game. I mean, look, this is it. These are the options that this menu has. Continue, which is just closing the menu, altering the settings of the game, or quitting the game. Could these three options really not be worked into this menu somewhere? Hey, challenge accepted. You know not this. I'm not entirely sure I understand, Lordling. What do you mean? You know not this? You know not this. Could be a reference. All I'm saying is, those three options could have been in this menu somewhere. Stupid new phone, you know. Oh, you got a new phone. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. Access to and from the public and residential areas has been temporarily closed due to growing security concerns. If you are out on the square or in the main hall, please return to your bunk until provided with further instructions. We understand your desire for answers and guidance in this trying time. However, we need to ask for patience and cool heads as we work on establishing clarity. All right, that's probably the vaguest possible public bulletin you could put out. But it seems that we're kind of on lockdown right now. All right, we've got new evidence somewhere. Otis B. Was that the new evidence? No. Otis B is the name of the new planet. Why is there new evidence? The server is finally accessible, but it seems to be protected by a 4-digit pin. Right. I remember. The secret server that was used to gain egress into the Zephyr's computer systems, and ultimately its navigation system, was locked behind a sealed door, and it just got opened. So we're going to have to look at that. Curtis seems to be slowly breaking down, but I'm spelling that I figured it all out. And tell him the precise network he meddled with. Maybe he'll finally crack. I thought I had done that already. Right, this is the one that we... Oh, blah, blah, blah. This is the one that we have to be careful about beginning. That was a fast animation. Because there's no turning back for that. All right, I want to go down and look at this server. Fortunately, at least as far as I can tell, we are not on a time limit for beginning the hacker quest. Hospital? There's probably a way downstairs from here. Because the secret server's in the basement somewhere. Oh, I'm not allowed to go into the public area. Huh. Alright. I guess I'm going to go this way. This is a much longer way. Right, I'm allowed to go through here, right? We're all fine. Everybody's cool. Our heads are kept. Let me go downstairs, please. Thank you. Let me go even further downstairs, please. It looks like I'm going to have to go to the elevator for that. Oh, well. Oh, well. Ah. Level -1. All right. Now, where did we have this server? I forget. It wasn't here. I can probably just check, actually. It still says there's new evidence. Secret server. Where's the secret server? Now, Curtis, when they forced entry to the network area. If only if I can spell it out. I figured it all. If I can tell him the precise network he meddled with, maybe he will finally crack. Did I not do that? Sucked out half the ring. Where is maintenance room in Inner Hull B? Well, that does somewhat raise a question, though, because it's locked behind a 4-digit pin. We're going to need to figure out the 4-digit pin. I'm assuming it's not just going to reveal itself to us. If Curtis knows the... Are you it? You don't look like it, because I feel like something would be... Visit all places on the ship. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a achievement. Server access code. Yeah, that's gonna be... Okay, we're gonna need to figure out that code. And truthfully, I doubt the answer is going to be just sitting right here. So, we also still have new evidence. But where? Oh, it's a ways back. Oh god, I missed it. Her father, Farmer Dorian, passed away years ago. I shot when he charged at me. I did not mean to kill him. Oh, right. We had an encounter with Michio in the museum. Interesting. All right. I'm going to go back up to talking with Curtis, because I feel like we got further than it's indicating. So I'm going to go to psychiatric department. I'm going to go and continue interrogations with him. Oh, that was fast. Oh, no, wait, I need to go up. Psychiatric is 1 floor above. Alright, Curtis. You appear to be in the know about this other planet. I would like to try and negotiate, because I am, surprisingly, sympathetic to your goals. What network precisely did you hack? Well, it was the PDA network. Where's the PDA network? I don't know what we were trying to say. Oh, wrong menu. Once again. Oh, I feel like I should have... reviewed what I did last time to figure out exactly where I left off here. I figured it all out. I can tell him the precise network he meddled with. Maybe he'll finally crack. The precise network that he meddled with. I thought it was... I thought it was the PDA network. Is there anything else I can present to you that would interest you? what you're trying to say. Actually, you know what we could do? Because the game is considerate. There's a record of everything that we said last time at Curtis. Culprit and force them to let us back into the system. If they're trying to get to Otis B, then I assume they know we could settle there. They don't necessarily know about the Iris. Just that there's a new terraforming technology we may be able to use. Whoever got wind of that and is sick of life on that ship, that's your guy. Right, and so the last thing was a question of do we want to course correct? Personally, my answer is no. I can't connect to any server, secret or otherwise. Well, then it seems that we've actually completed everything we need in the general quest. Aside from that 4-digit code. Inner Hall B, yada yada. Alright, I think we are actually ready to begin the hacker. Feels right. I need to see if I'm able to figure out the culprit based on everything I've learned. And changed its course. Now, I believe. Whoops. Let me go back out here. The funeral when it's over. Person to navigation. Oh, right. Okay, we have some information about this server. The first two numbers have the same sum as the last two. And that could be any number of things. The first two numbers have the same sum as the last two. Now, that doesn't leave a ton of possibilities. But it still leaves more than I'm comfortable speculating about. Because, okay. The same sum as the last two. Okay, hold on. Let me... It's time. It's time to open up TextEdit once again. TextEdit. There we go. TextEdit, are you active? You're not, but I can make you active. Not you. TextEdit. There we go. Okay. That's fascinating. Let's open TextEdit and see if we can't speculate a little bit on what this could be. Now, my initial thoughts is that this is going to be a pretty wide range of possible sequences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are all of our possible digits. The same sum as the last two. The first two digits and the last two digits sum to the same value. So, I mean, that's even just that's including repeated digits. So it could just be like 0000, and that would be a viable sequence. Even just from this principle, you'd have 1111, 2222, and so on, all the way up to 9999. So that already, that would be 10 sequences right there. I don't know, and that's not even accounting for any variation within the digits. All you would need to do to generate other viable codes would be every time, you know, start with any of these strings. and then move one digit up a value and one digit down a value, and that would still work. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to solve this just in our heads here. I don't think this is enough information. Ocean, where are you, actually? Let's visit the brig and see if she's in the brig, because that seems to be where Bodo would have her. Alright. The brig. Let me at him. I might be interrogating Bodo just as much as, the prisoner. Oh, the brig is actually one floor down. Doesn't matter, because we are actually on this floor. The brig is right over here. Here's the brig. Oh, they're not going to let me in. Alright, I guess that's out of the question. Let's head up to command then, and see what we have waiting for us. So, I'm speculating now about what this code could be. And if it were a code that had some kind of significance, that might help us a little bit. But we can't guarantee that. Like if it was more than just a randomly chosen number, if the number had some meaning to the insurgents. Or I guess we could just call them the revolution at this point. Is it in the conference room? I feel like there was some place we had to go to start this quest. But it's lost on me now. It's not the conference room, it might be the security office. I suppose in a pinch we could just try every room on the ship, but I feel like that's going to waste a lot of time. And the clock is a-ticking. At least in universe. Here, in the real world, we have as much time as we want. Let me at the security office. Also not looking promising. I know they told me to go somewhere to do this. At least I feel that. Oh no, am I lost in the game? Oh, well, I can't go that way anyway. I might be lost in the game. Game, where am I supposed to go to start this quest? Do you have any clues? Public and residential areas have been locked down. Entry the network area, slowly breaking down. Yeah, I know, I've got all that. Time before the course can only be changed back. I need to see if I'm able to figure out the culprit based on everything I've learned. Who hacked the Zephyr's navigation system? Oh, am I supposed to figure this out now? Huh. They don't necessarily know about the iris. Whoever got wind of that and is sick of life on the ship, that's your guy. Now, Noelia, you also had some information for us. I'm worried that we have to, like, deduce this now. It was very cryptic. She said she was being overly paranoid. Didn't you just say the same? Talia would have him put away. I think he found out the truth of the Otis. He's in the psych ward. Curtis knows that. Yeah, she just led us to Curtis. That's not To and from the residential areas. Bring me the person who hacked the navigation. Harspect historian Michio Brothespal himself. Dismissed. Information could be helpful. Group's contact person at the Earth Museum remains elusive. Information to infer the... We don't have enough information to infer the full pin. You can give it a try. I am gonna try going to the Earth Museum. Because the group's contact there. Can I not fast travel there? Really? Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, that is public area, to be sure. But it seems I cannot access that area anymore. Because it is locked down. One of the planets orbiting Otis has been discovered to be habitable by humans due to newly discovered, very fast-working terraforming technology. Hello, Sivari. How are you doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Last seen playing Honkai Star Rail. Is there a special event going on? Joseph urged Captain Talia to share it with the population. Assisting Captain Curtis may know more about this. I should talk to Joseph. Joseph, where are you? Where is Joseph? Are you in the navigation area? You may be. How are things going with you, Sivari? Is this lovely Saturday treating you well? It's treating me pretty well. I had to start a bit late today because I was going and touring a new apartment because I'm probably going to be moving in the next, I don't know, couple months. Hello. Spin, 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 spin. Yeah, I'm probably going to be moving soon, and I was looking at a new place. And it was a nice place. It was a little bit out of the way from what I'm normally accustomed to. Most of the time that I was delayed, I was just spending getting back here. Are you Joseph? You are Joseph. I want to talk to you more about Talia's secret. You have nothing to say about that now, really? Really, nothing. What about Otis B? Can you give me anything? Apartment hunting? Yeah, it's... I mean, it's never the most fun thing. Ooh. Chilling at the airport? Airport? I didn't know you were abroad. I didn't know you were, Are you going on a vacation, or are you coming back from somewhere? I guess I shouldn't even presume it's a vacation. Are you going to or coming back from wherever it is you were going to or coming back from? That's the question. Oh, I might just have to try and piece this together from the information that I have. The captain seems to know something about Otis, the star that the Zephyrs changed course to. Navigator Joseph urged Captain Talia to share it with the population. Assistant Captain Curtis may know more about this. I mean, he did, that's for sure. Ugh. I should review everything that you've said. Reviewing your entire conversation. Picking up Bro Vari? Oh, someone coming into the airport. I didn't even consider that possibility. I didn't even consider it. See, I've very rarely had to pick people up from an airport, so I think it's safe to say I have been to an airport more times than I've had to pick somebody up from an airport, which is saying something because I already don't fly very much. What do you have to offer me? You know. I don't know. We have to be stuck on this ship. I didn't. I was told about it. So tell me one good reason. Do you know who sent the message? You were told about it. You were told about it by someone else. He keeps lying to you and everyone else. Iris, Joseph mentioned that name. Coming for us. Especially technology. They have a NASA display. I sent it in the goobers. Hold on. NASA? At the airport? Oh, yeah. They do. That's cool. It doesn't look like it's... It doesn't look like it has a ton of information on it, but it is a cool display, for sure. Just sort of a general NASA hype display, which I can't object to. I mean, NASA's pretty cool. Okay, so you learned it from someone else. And Talia was talking to... So awkward, weigh my options. So the navigators accept Asher. Telling me who else has one. Everyone in the navigation room received it except for Asher. Right, okay. I think we're probably going to have more concentrated information in the evidence tab. Always down for NASA hype? Absolutely, especially recently with the Artemis program. You can't go wrong with some NASA hype. Okay. DNA, blah, 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 blah. That's the DNA stuff. All right. We're daily according to Asher. So we think it's somebody who had this badge. Noelia, Joseph, Orland, and Eric. Navigator Joseph claims he was in the residential area with Engineer Ferret and Dr. Yaha when the hacker was in the navigation room. We have an alibi for the time of the attack. Right, okay, so we should probably go and check that. Orland, right, the fertilizer thing with Orland. Simon, he's a teacher. Navigation room. Right, and Asher. Who was... God, I forgot who I blamed for all these things. Painkillers. Who brought the painkillers to the navigation room? Asher. And Asher probably has an alibi. Orland probably also has an alibi because he was... I forget the... Who put the paper in the recycler? It was Ocean. Sabotage. Now this we know was wrong. Baptiste was not the person who was responsible for that. Could be, I mean, William was the chief of security. There's one Lonely Spirit airline plane where the terminals are. He can no longer fly. God, what do you even do? I mean, I heard about the airline shutting down, but like, what do you even do with the plane? Like, who gets the plane now? If Spirit Airlines no longer exists, I assume the company's going to be like auctioned off or something. Like the assets have to go somewhere, and that includes the planes. So who's going to get them? Who's going to get all the defunct Spirit Airlines planes? All right, so I think it's got to be... Seems to be protected with a 4-digit pin. I'm willing to bet that if I got more things correct earlier on in the game, we would have more information about this pin. Let's go talk to Dr. Yaha and ask her about this alibi. Dr. Yaha would probably be here. I guess another airline can buy the plane and repaint it. Yeah, I think probably... I doubt they'll just keep the plane there forever. Like, either somebody's going to buy it, or they're going to just move it to a hangar somewhere. They're not just going to leave it on the tarmac for sure. Hi, can you confirm this alibi for me? I have a quick question for you. What is it, Chief? Where were you at the exact moment the power outage occurred? I was at the bar in the residential area. Who were you with? I was talking to Ferret and Joseph. Why do you ask? Just trying to gather some facts about the incident. Thank you. Yes, yes. Corroborates Navigator Joseph's alibi at the time of the attack. A suspicion. Oh, whoops. There we go. We'll go up here. Left there to rot. Turned to rust as a sculpture. A warning to all the other airlines. Hey, keep your wits about you or this will happen to you. Navigators Joseph, Asher, Noelia, as well as Eric seem to know something important, as well as Engineer Eric seem to know something important about the ship's new destination. Joseph, Asher, Noelia. Joseph is cleared. Asher appears to be cleared, because he was doing drug running at the time. Noelia seems to be... I mean, I'm thinking Noelia is cleared because she volunteered information about this. Hope the game is going well, by the way. It's going pretty well. We are kind of, we have just sort of been dropped a deduction right at the beginning of, of the stream. So I'm kind of having to try to piece things together. All right, so the candidates are Joseph, Asher, Noelia, as well as Engineer Eric. Joseph is cleared by the alibi. Asher is cleared by the lack of a badge. So that just leaves Noelia and Engineer Eric. Let me go back to Noelia. You volunteered this information. Hello. I think probably not. No best viewers today. I don't even think that showed up in chat. I don't know. See, did you see that that bot right there? Or did the Twitch auto systems catch that before it went out to public chat? Only for the captain's eyes. Makes no sense. Did you see the message? No, only my dad and Talia did. Did the mission change? So she knew. Working late one night when a message from Earth came in. I mean, this is all sort of built on my believing her. Someone who didn't know. We haven't talked much to Engineer Eric, I don't think. I mean, he'd probably be down in the engineering section, but I can go and review him. Next week. But we try to avoid the topic. I don't know either why Earth informed us about this, and I don't fully understand why we weren't ordered to change course right then and there. So why not this one? No, I swear I didn't. I don't know, but what do you think? Tyson got too close to the truth. And Curtis seems to think that it's somebody... Hello, Jazzmanian. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Last seen playing Culebra and the Souls of Limbo. A very cute game, I must say. How are you doing today, Jazz? We are currently... What are we solving now? All right, we are currently trying to answer a simple question. And that is... cases... Who hacked the Zephyr's navigation system? It seems that we need to put forward an accusation in order to continue this part of the story. So, they kind of dumped this last big threshold on us right at the beginning of stream. That was not their choice, obviously. I chose when to stop this last time, but big boy accusation time. It is come. Now, Navigator Joseph urged Captain Talia to share with the population. Assistant Captain Curtis may know more about this. Assistant Captain Curtis, recommendations seems like anyone has given him notice. One of the planets orbiting Otis has been discovered to be habitable by humans, and Curtis told us this because... Whoops. Was course correct. Sick of life on the ship. That's our guy. So, I'm trying to collect all of this in my head at once. I have to find the culprit and force them to let us back into the system. Do you have the slightest idea who it could have been? If they're trying to get to Otis B, then I assume they know we could settle there. They don't necessarily know about the Iris, just that there's a new terraforming technology we may be able to use. Whoever got wind of that and is sick of life on this ship, that's your guy. Now, we have confirmed that there's only a couple people who knew about this. I think that's actually also in general. Hold on. So, Navigator Joseph is cleared. Navigators Joseph, Asher, and Noelia, as well as Engineer Eric, seem to know something important about the ship's new destination. So they're the ones who are sort of implicated. Joseph has been cleared. He has an alibi that we've corroborated. Asher could not have left behind the little pin that we found at the scene of the crime because he never got the pin. That leaves Noelia and Engineer Eric. Now, Noelia is the one who put us onto all of this happening underground with the cover-up and the new destination. So she was very forthcoming with information. Oh. And that's a tier 1 sub from Dids. Thank you very much, Dids. I really appreciate it. I say the suspects all should be shot, and it's the only way to be sure. Yes, Dids coming in with his trademark policy of shoot first and ask questions later. How are you doing today, Dids? Maintenance random sergeant will notify me as soon as... Now, there's also... Sprinkle some crack on them and let's head out. Sorry, I forgot about the second part of your trademark plan. Forgive me, I keep forgetting the basics. There is another thing, which is that there is a secret server down in the basement of the ship that is a 4-digit access code that we... The only clue that we have is that the first 2 digits sum to the same value as the last two digits. And frankly, that's not a lot to go on, mathematically speaking. I suppose it could be a date, it could be any 4-digit code. It really, we have no information about that we can use. Maybe if I was more clever, I would be able to figure that out. But nevertheless, Joseph, Asher, Noelia, and Engineer Eric. Now, Noelia seems to be fairly forthcoming and cooperative with us, which makes me think that that's somewhat less likely. Engineer Eric, with access to the navigation room, seems a little standoffish. 2 engineers with access to the navigation room. Engineer Asher has been... He has a whole bunch of other things going on. He's been cleared because he didn't have the badge, but he also was doing other things at the time. He was, I think, drug running or something like that. So it's down to Noelia and Eric. I feel like we haven't talked with Eric much. Do we have records of talking with Eric actually at all? Have we ever talked with Eric? Hey Chief, just want to get to the bottom of this navigation. Right. So I'm going to fix it up in the navigation room, so we're trying something more fundamental down here. Quite complicated to explain. Alright, let's go back down there and talk with Engineer Eric. I suspect that we're probably going to have to fast travel. Yeah. I think you're in the server room or the maintenance room. Excuse me. Somewhere down here, I think. You're probably going to dump me in the main atrium. Yeah. You do like dumping me here. Almost went to the brig. Even though I can't. Like that. Down a level. And maybe you're in the server room. Hi. Hi, Noelia. Asher. You have nothing to say about that right now? What about her secret? Nothing to say about that right now. I get the feeling that they're just not gonna let me progress until I accuse someone. I feel like we're at that point, unfortunately. I don't know. Can I show you something? We already talked about that. What about her secret? So, Eric, you don't like talking to me? Ma'am, you haven't spoken to me at all. I don't... Bang! We already talked about that. Yeah. It seems like Eric is the only suspect that we really have right now, or that I have right now. It's a little standoffish. Can I don't know, can I talk to you more? Is there anything else I can show to you that would pique your interest? I doubt it. Alright, I think we just kind of have to accuse Eric, because that's the best that I have. Noelia swears that she didn't, but she could be lying. He's checked into the psychiatrist because he was getting too close to Talia's secret. Forced entry. Seems to be slowly breaking down, but only if I spill it out to him the fact that I figured it all out. I can tell him the precise network he meddled with. Maybe he'll finally crack. See, the fact that that message keeps popping up at the end there makes me think that we might have one more thing to show him, but we got a ton of information out of him. Down there, what network would I have tried to get into? Yeah, no, we definitely got through all that. Another ship, the Iris. Yeah, I think it's got to be Eric. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Let's just go for it. Who did it? I think it was Eric. God, we have a ton of people on this ship. Submit. This is the, no turning back point. Find the hacker. Okay, well, the achievement seems to think that I did it. This is it. Eric. It makes so much sense. I have to find him fast and bring him to the bridge. No time to lose.
In the final hour before things came to a head, you could cut the tension in the command area with a knife. The crew knew that there was very little time left to save the mission. The population, meanwhile, knew barely anything at all, which understandably upset them.
Yeah.
By now, Talia had ordered a partial lockdown of the ship for fear of intervention. It was an unprecedented move, a drastic decision even by her standards. She barely even seemed to trust the crew around her. It was somewhat understandable, but I couldn't help but feel that she had some responsibility for her predicament. She had increasingly avoided direct communication with the general population for a long time, and now she was afraid they would make their voices heard no matter what. She was probably aware of the bitter irony herself.
All right, everybody, strap in. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what I've set in motion here with my decisions thus far, but we're on the roller coaster. Move. Wait. What is my son doing here? I have no idea. Dad! Navigator Eric. We've known each other for decades. We stepped foot on this ship together. I never imagined you could betray us all like this. Yeah, no, I think they're gonna try and use his son as a hostage. I get the feeling we're about to make a choice here. I don't like... See, the thing that I didn't consider, actually, if Eric's son is indeed this child has interstellar dystrophy, which means, being on the ship is very hazardous for his health. So Eric would have a motive for wanting to end this journey as quickly as possible and get back onto a planet. So yeah, it does actually make a lot of sense. And betray yourself. You accepted the same mission as everybody here, after all. What is my son doing here? He is the reason, isn't he? His condition. Once you heard that there was a chance of a planetary life for him, you took it. But you chose for all of us, not just him. Some of us care about our children, Captain. Tread lightly. Take him to the brig, Bodo. With pleasure. Wait, what about undoing the hack? I thought we needed him. I thought so too, but Navigator Joseph was able to regain control over the system just a moment ago. We can correct our course as soon as it's done rebooting. No. Please. Joseph, you're killing my son. Eric. Your son wants to serve the mission, as a matter of fact. He literally won't be able to. He will die before he even completes his training. He told me he didn't want to sabotage it. Isn't that right, Assistant Navigator Elliot? Yes, Captain. He's a child. He doesn't fully understand what all this means, and you damn well know it. I merely asked him what he wanted. There's a lot of a lot of side eyes happening right now. Also, we have an ad coming in 2 minutes, so I'll keep an eye on that. For the first time in your life, you raging hypocrite. Shut up and move. Now. Captain. We have a problem. Some people broke through. I think they're on their way here. They were following me, but I lost them at the elevator when they marched into the brig. What? What are their intentions? I'm not sure. Chaos broke out in the residential area. It happened so quickly. They overpowered some of the enforcers there. I was barely able to get away. I'm sorry, Captain. It's okay, Yaya. Ava. What is this? I think you know what this is, Talia. Yeah, no, we're about to make a choice here. Just say the word. Captain, Chief. Stop this madness now. Where did you get those weapons, Ava? From the locker room. Michio was able to get us access. Right before you killed him. He attacked me. It was an accident. Put down your weapons now. You don't even know how to operate them. Oh, we know. Want me to prove it? What do you want? You read the letter, Stella. You know what we want. More democracy. In the long term, yes, but let's start with something very concrete. We know about Otis B. We demand a vote. Let the people decide where they want to go. Everybody cast their vote long ago when they set foot on this ship. I was born on this ship. I never voted for anything. Did you, Stella? No, I didn't. That's simply a matter of fact. No, I didn't. I'm sure you'd like to have some agency over your own life for once. Ava, not like this. Don't be naive, Stella. There is no other way to effect real change. The Ethics Committee was informed of our concerns time and time again, but of course they fell on deaf ears. Alright, we have an ad break here. I'm gonna wait for the ads to be done because this is a narratively very crucial part of the story. Look, if it comes down to it, I'm on the side of changing course and going to the new planet. That's just me. I feel like if there is a planet that we can all settle on very quickly, like in the near term, even just from the original standpoint of wanting to get humanity onto a different world, I don't see how it would be better to have humanity on 3 worlds versus 2, because, like, fundamentally, that's not offering a significant increase in the redundancy. Like, if the odds that something happens to Earth, very small, but still possible, and so I can see the logic of wanting to have humanity on 2 different planets for redundancy's sake. I don't see how much redundancy a 3rd planet actually buys you in terms of, like, surviving disasters. What if you just left the ones that want to desert and kept going? I think if there was something like there wouldn't be enough fuel, or they gave some hand-wavy explanation of like why we can only go to one or the other. So like either we if we divert to Otis B, we will not have enough fuel to get all the way back to Eurus B. It's not feasible, yeah. I think that's what it is. I mean, if it isn't, then I'm just headcanoning that's the explanation, because that is a sensible explanation. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I think that a 3rd planet will offer minimal increase in redundant safety as compared to 2 planets in terms of like existential risk to humanity. Is there any big planetary difference between them? I think it's just that like Eurus B was already known to be habitable versus Otis B is habitable with this new terraforming technology that wasn't available when we launched. So like there's probably a little bit of terraforming that would need to happen on Otis B first. But again, we're going to be getting there second. The Earth has already launched another ship to Otis B with the new terraforming technology and a new crew, and they're going to get there before we do. Even though we launched first, they have a faster ship. Their pathway was more direct. 130 years of extra technological development is a long time. So, yeah, I mean, these are all worthwhile considerations, but I am ultimately siding with we should go to the new planet. We should go to Otis B. get everyone off this ship. Maybe not all of us want their parents' job. Maybe not all of us want a child at 35. Maybe not all of us want to die out here. We're done asking nicely. We are holding a vote. I'd rather avoid bloodshed, but that's up to you. Those are pretty big words for a little girl. You know, I'd like to shoot you specifically either way. Okay. Bodo is getting a little bit instigatory here. But Ava, you don't gotta shoot him if you don't have to. Chief, you heard her loud and clear, requesting permission to fire. Stop. Permission denied. Ava, lower your weapon. Not a chance. You alone are in control of the situation here, Stella. The executive branch is all yours, for better or worse. Make the right choice. Tell your people to stand down. Chief, listen to me. This mission is so much bigger than all of us here. Billions of people already cast their vote. They entrusted us with this responsibility, this incredible privilege to serve humanity. It is not up to you or me, or even to all of us put together, to abandon it. We're not abandoning anything. We're putting the mission's target planet up to a vote. Yeah, no, the thing is, the captain's argument is that, we're serving humanity by, going out and exploring the stars and establishing a foothold on another planet. What difference does it make which other planet? And also, Ava's right as well. Even if billions of people voted to start this mission, they can't make that decision for all the people who were born on this ship. The people who volunteered for the mission, that's one thing. But since this is a generation ship, and not everybody is okay with that, especially the people who were born on the ship mid-mission, people's votes don't matter in that context. This is people's lives we're talking about. It's simply not up to us. The Codex states clearly that betraying the mission or not is not a choice anyone is authorized to make. I am able to strip you of your powers immediately if you directly... Okay, I didn't get to choose that at all. Now it's just up to you. Talia! You've done it now. Bodo, stand down. Everybody stand the fuck down. This was completely unnecessary. Start the vote. I know you want to. I know you haven't been happy in a long time. This is your first step towards... This isn't looking good, Chief. Is this why you've been trying to get close to me? Killing her isn't making me want to help now. It's, that was probably a bad decision on Ava's part. I still think the broader point stands. And you too, Lewis? Just to manipulate me when the time is right? You've been manipulated your whole life, but not by me or Lewis. I swear I genuinely like you, Stella, and I don't want to shoot you. How is the Captain Adelrich? It looks pretty bad, but she's breathing. Somebody call Dr. Yaha now. What's it gonna be, Stella? We have to hear the voice of the people. We have to hold a vote. Oh! I don't get to actually, choose. It's based on the choices that I've been making prior to now? Interesting. I think I would have preferred to actually still have the final choice myself. Because, I would have chosen this anyway. But, yeah, interesting choice, game design-wise. I think I still would have preferred to have the actual choice myself, but... this is what I would have chosen anyway, so let's see. We can go to the new planet, but you're going to New Planet Jail. First thing we do when we touch down, immediately institute a jail. That's probably not a good way to start life on a new planet, I think. Yeah, that is interesting. Chief, with all due respect, we cannot have any more bloodshed. Besides, how else do you expect us to go forward? Even if they lay down their weapons, we'll continue to be trapped on the ship together. Do you want to turn the residential area into a second brig? She's right, Dad. You have to be fucking kidding me. It's not your call, Enforcer Bodo. Get Dr. Yaha for the Get Dr. Yaha for the captain, now. Copy that. Let's get this started. We don't have much time. Okay. Okay. Hi, how's it going? Well, the captain's dead. Probably not actually dead. Captain's shot. How you doing, Kixie? How are things with you? Playing Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard. Vampire Survivors. That's a long name, actually. Thank you for the shout-out, of course. Yeah, oh no, I think is about a good way to describe this. Now, all in all, probably big things are happening right now, but I think they're still generally positive, aside from the captain being shot. We are holding a vote for everyone on board the ship to decide where our destination is ultimately going to be. Because we can either continue with the original mission and, spend our lives going to our originally scheduled planet, and possibly the lives of our children too. I don't, it's going to be a multi-hundred-year journey to that star, to that planet. Or good if he was the bad guy. She was definitely not the best leader. She was very iron-fisted, very authoritarian, very uncommunicative, unresponsive to the public will. Or the other option is we can divert to a nearby star that we'll arrive at in like 20 years, so like within everyone's lifetime, more or less. She doesn't just shoot people at the least. No, but she does. She let me shoot people and sprinkle crack on their bodies, so that was nice for her. She did involuntarily lock up her own son in a mental hospital and drug him because he was getting too close to the truth. So, I mean, like, probably not. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and debate which of these is morally worse. That is unkind, without question. What was the truth? The truth that, like, there is another planet nearby that could be settled and terraformed within our lifetimes, and then another ship was already on its way there. All of that was something that the captain kept under wraps, didn't tell anybody, and when her son was getting too close to learning all of that, she involuntarily drugged and commissioned him to the psychiatric ward. This is becoming Exocolonist? It is sort of becoming Exocolonist, which is very fun. It's a nice callback. First, if anyone hasn't played I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, my full-hearted recommendations. That was a lovely game. We played it here on this stream. If you're looking for just a cute, cool sci-fi game with a lot of options and some card game mechanics, that's the game for you. But I had a lot of fun playing Exocolonist. A lot of replay value as well. Dids, I think, can also vouch for the quality of Exocolonist. I was just looking at that game this week. Well, let this be a sign from the cosmos. Play I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. It is 2 thumbs up from me, my full recommendations. It was a lovely game. And so now, the wording of this broadcast is going to play a huge role in how people vote. So maybe this is where we start to get to make some choices. Maybe it's sort of, I've convinced all my sci-fi nerds they all loved it. Fair enough. I mean, I can't claim exception. I've done like 4 runs. Yeah. Remind me, did you do a Golden Path run? I feel like we talked about this, but I forget if you had done a Golden Path run. Kind of want to do another. Are you Oh, you're saying in terms of your own. I thought you were telling. I thought you were trying to like psychically influence Dids. Like, you kind of want to do another. You want to do one more run. I fucked up Diz and his sister's final relationship. Oh, that's no good. Okay, so somebody has to do a Golden Path run. Maybe it'll be me. Maybe I'll come back and do a Golden Path run. Somebody who knows everything that's coming. I might even look up a guide or two just so that we can see the Golden Path run. And it would be a nice, revisit to the game after some time. Rip to a real one. So we might get to choose how to send this broadcast. And maybe that's where we get to choose here at the end. That is why I wanted all of us to be here and discuss it together. We have to make it quick. The navigators are standing by. They haven't touched the controls yet, and we have no more than an hour left until the fuel is depleted. People don't even know about Otis yet. I'm still processing it myself. Or you could Harkonnen it max? No, we don't want a Harkonnen. That's no good. Never Harkonnen. How did you all find out anyway? That doesn't matter now. I'll tell you after all this is over. I agree it's a lot to take in and base an important decision on, but there's nothing we can do about that. Democracy isn't perfect. We have to trust the people to do the right thing. Because that's never turned out to be a terrible idea. Aren't you a history teacher? We hold a vote, and that's final. What do we need to discuss? We're going to need a paragraph about Otis B and the new terraforming technology, as well as one informing everyone about our agreement. Respected bipartisan Holden Baron Harkonnen blood feast. Here on our exo colony. I mean, I guess Gady Prime is an exo colony. Every planet in Dune technically is an exo colony. The people need to know that the crew is on board with this course of action and will honor the vote. Fine. My good friend. Yes, everybody's best friend. How are people going to cast their votes? Some foolproof anonymous system would be best, but I suggest we use PDA messages. We should read and evaluate them together as they come in. Can we use your PDA for that, Stella? Mine? Sure. Is there anything else you want to include in the broadcast? Let's just put all the information out there. Actually, there is. I think people should know the full truth to make an informed decision. The truth about what? I'm working myself up to it. How do you think we learned the truth about Otis B? Earth never wanted us to know. There is another ship like ours, the Iris. What? Another generation ship? Not technically, since they're reaching their goal in just one generation. They're about to reach Otis B. Are you saying we'd meet other people? Listen. I'm advocating for Otis B. I am fully on board with the new plan. We would meet other people. I know it's a huge argument for Otis B to a lot of people, but I think they deserve to know. Are you serious? This is real. Navigator Joseph will corroborate it. He was there when the message came in. You can ask him once we're in the navigation. Stell, I can't believe you didn't tell me about this. It's very new to me, too. Okay, great. Now it's even more to process. Let's add it to the paragraph about Otis B. Yeah. Thank you for telling us. All right, so we did actually get the choice to weigh in on this. That's very good. Navigator Joseph, we've tallied the votes. You really told everyone about the Iris. I've been considering it for so long. I thought everyone deserved to know about the possibility of meeting other people. Did it sway their votes? Maybe. They did vote to abandon the mission. We're going to Otis B. All right. This was what I wanted. All right, I'm happy. So I don't correct the course. No. Let the ship finish its maneuver. I suppose Eric will be thrilled. I have a feeling it won't just be him. This is feeling very close to an ending right now. Captain Ava. Oh. Stella, what can I do for you? We need to talk. Yeah, we do. You murdered her, Ava. Is this the foundation you want for your new democracy? The leader's murderer assuming power? That sounds more like a system from the Stone Age. Name a democracy that didn't emerge from bloodshed. Besides, you know I was voted into this position. There wouldn't have been a vacancy if you hadn't killed her first. Alright, so she did die. Talia did die. Why did you do it? It wasn't my plan. What? Yeah, it seems Talia did die. Athens? I actually don't know about how Athens emerged. What is the story there, Dids? You're sort of my my resident history guy. You know a lot about history. Certainly more about history than I know. So, how did Athens emerge exactly? Also, the fact that it's Athens, the like poster child of democracy, if it's true, then that would be hilarious. You just shot her on a whim? I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I wanted you in charge in that moment. There was no talking to Talia. There were other ways. You don't know that. You don't know how much more would have escalated with her in charge. The moment was crucial, and I couldn't have her get in the way. I didn't mean for her to die. That tends to happen when you shoot someone. You wanted me in charge? You were next in the chain of command in that room. I thought you'd be able to view things my way because you're smart and compassionate and young. Old people have a disproportionate say in how society is run on this ship, and probably long before it took off. Talia wasn't that old. She was more than twice our age, and had much less life to live, yet she wielded all the power over our future. That's because with age comes wisdom. By that logic, you want toddlers running the ship? Now you're purposefully twisting my words. Our generation was born powerless. I know you've been feeling it all your life. Everybody deserves an opportunity to make their own destiny. That sounds great in theory, but there have to be compromises. There are 1,300 people here, but the ship can only go in a single direction. Well, that's what voting is for. Fair enough. Did you realize that letting people vote on our course would open the floodgates the way it did? Do you mean that people now want to vote on everything? Honestly, it wasn't entirely clear to me. Stella, I'm sorry. I know what she meant to you. I didn't want to put you through something like this again. Ava. Huh. Now this is an interesting choice. Curtis killed William. Don't tell her. I mean, we had already forgiven Curtis for that, so I am erring on the side of not telling her. Never mind. What? The ethics committee will convene tomorrow, right? Yes. Did you prepare your statement about Michio? Yes. I told them it must have been an accident. Not like you're one to talk. Fair enough. I do know that serious punishments have been taken off the table, given the volatility of the whole situation. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, if that's all you wanted to talk about, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What did you vote for? I mean, I would have voted to go to the Otis. Or to go to Otis. I voted for Otis B. Really? Huh. Thank you for coming. I'm glad we had this talk. Me too. It was a good start. Alright. All's out in the open
When
now.
you're all stuck in a place together, how do you judge or punish your fellow captives? And after a period of turmoil and unrest, who even judges whom in the end? The people who happen to come out on top certainly aren't innocent either. The Ethics Committee struggled with this problem, and decided early on that there wouldn't be any severe punishments such as lengthy prison sentences. Of course, pretending that nothing happened wasn't an option either. We had to strike a balance to keep our little society somewhat functional. It took us months to work through all the accusations and evidence. Between certain individuals, some residual animosity can still be felt to this day. There was a long debate about whether Eric's decision to divert the ship's course was selfish or selfless. Everybody believed his claim that the power outage had been accidental, but that didn't take away from its catastrophic consequences. 4 people had died, and many more had suffered severe and long-lasting injuries. At least the damages to the ship turned out to be mostly superficial. The Ethics Committee noted that, regardless of his intent, motive, or state of mind, Eric's actions had been incredibly reckless. He spent the weeks leading up to his sentencing in the brig. The Ethics Committee revoked his access to the bridge and permanently relegated him to the inner hull.
Where the critical systems
Once
are?
people had voted against carrying out the mission, a chain reaction of changes unfolded throughout the ship. Everything was suddenly up for debate. Hierarchies, career choices, offspring. The dissidents had essentially won in the court of public opinion and were largely spared prosecution for their actions. I was thoroughly questioned about my role in the whole ordeal. Leona was on the Ethics Committee at the time. She spoke out for me every chance she got. I think she really appreciated that I had sided with her about the painkillers for her pet.
Oh, here we go.
My decision to make the Iris a matter of public record was not punished in any way. On the contrary, it was generally well received. The main charge against me was the use of excessive force against Michio, resulting in his death. Our final encounter.
I don't know if that was
haunts me to this
excessive.
day. I'll never forget the way he collapsed. The endless amounts of blood spilling out onto the floor. I immediately rushed to provide first aid, but as soon as I saw his blank eyes staring back at me, I knew there was nothing I could do. My memory of the following hour or two is still very fuzzy. I know I called Paul and just sat there until he arrived. Someone brought me to my bunk and helped me wash off the blood. Then I fell asleep on my bed for a while. Even though he attacked me first, I fully blame myself for Michio's death. I kept thinking about alternative ways the whole thing could have played out. The Ethics Committee ultimately ruled that I shot him in self-defense. I didn't receive any formal punishment, which left me with mixed feelings.
I can imagine.
Dad died a little over 3 years ago. It's actually arrival day today, but that no longer means anything. Well, except for one thing. We just received another communication from Earth. It's the first one since we came clean about the course change. I don't know yet how they took it, but I assume they're pretty disappointed. The captain forwarded one message.
Why?
to me
Why would they be
directly
disappointed? You're
after.
still going to another
It's
planet.
time I watched it.
I don't understand. What was important, or what was so important about Eurus B specifically? Codex? What's that? Anarchy. Hello, my beautiful daughter. I don't even know where to begin. I hope you're safe and sound out there. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people on Earth are pretty pissed at you. But you know what? I say good for you. I'm glad the Sparrow decided to spread its wings and fly free. Mission Control left you in the dark about your options, which I never supported. I'm proud of you for figuring it out. Nobody here has any idea how you did it. Thank you for trying to tell us all those years ago, Mom. Ever since they said we'd reestablish contact with you, I've thought about this next part. I was devastated to hear about William's passing. I thought you'd have spent so much time together. I hope you're holding up okay. I wish I could be there for you. It's hard for me to say much more about it. You knew him so much better at this point than I probably ever did. But I do know that that man I remember would want you to come into your own. I don't know how things work on that ship now that you've changed course. I just want you to know that you can do whatever you set your mind to. I wish you all the success in the universe. Thank you, Mum. Stell? Stell? Are you in there? I'm here. Come in. Hey, it's Chi-Chi. Listen, Oh. Chi-Chi almost slipped out. Yeah, she keeps trying to do that. Do you think I should just let her go? As in, let her roam free? Yeah. Give her a shot at being an outside pet. I mean, she wouldn't be the only one on the ship. They seem to handle themselves just fine. Yeah, let her out. Open the door. Are you sure? Yeah, she clearly wants it. If you say so. Chi-Chi's very excited. See you soon, Chi-Chi. I mean, also, it's not really outside. It's on a ship. Like, it's not like there's predators on the ship. Listen, Stell. We're about to establish contact with the Iris again. We're getting so close now, we can almost talk without any delay. It's time to discuss our next steps together. The captain wants you to be there for it. Sounds exciting. I'm ready. Lead the way. Alright, let's go. Oh, I almost forgot. Happy Arrival Day, Stell. Happy Arrival Day. Yay! Finish the story! Abandon the mission. And there we are, that's our ship. And what I presume to be another ship in front of us? I mean, he said we're close enough that we can talk without delay. So yeah. Awesome. Very cool. I like that game a lot. That was neat. That was well constructed. Cool story. Oh, hello. Here we go. Ending number 27797. Excuse the fuck me? What do you mean 27797? That can't be the number of endings. I mean, I guess if you count all the different permutations and possibilities, you should have shot more people. Hold on. Maybe that's... Oh, hold on. The ending ID is generated through an algorithm that does not reflect the actual number of possible endings. All right. There we go. Note that many additional factors to those listed here have determined your story's ending. There are countless combinations to explore, probably not actually countless, even though the main plot points will always be largely the same, especially throughout the first 2 acts. Case is cracked out of 10. 9. I missed one. Interesting. Oh, no, it's because there was that one that I called wrong. The dissonance. Optional encounters discovered. 18. Out of how many? Yeah, no, exactly. You would have been higher up? I see. You know, they don't tell us out of how many. Dissidents apprehended out of 4. 2. Huh, I wonder who was there and who was not. Clues collected 124. Doesn't tell me out of how many. Scans triggered 614. Yes, I was scanning a lot. Ava was the Zephyr's captain in the end. The people of the Zephyr decided to abandon their mission. Chi-Chi returned to her home. You found out who attacked the Zephyr's navigation. You did not discover the leader of the dissident group. You found the person responsible for William's death. Thank you for playing. We really appreciate your decision to spend your time on the Zephyr. If you enjoyed the journey, please consider leaving a review. Well, here's my review. A+. Well done, gang. This was excellent. I really enjoyed this. It was a nice, relatively short game, but I think that was fine. It did exactly what it needed to do. There was a big overarching mystery. If I'm thinking back to... yeah, I think I correctly got all of the cases except for that one in the Earth Museum. I think I was just a little bit confused about some of the clues that were there, but otherwise, everything, I was able to figure everything out that I came across, except for that server. I was not able to get into the server. I think that was determined by how many dissidents we had captured. We would get more clues about the server's combination if we had captured more of them. I missed the ending? Ah, no worries, Lordling. Happy to have you. We successfully convinced the people on the ship to change course, and we are now going to Otis B, the new planet that we will be able to arrive at in, roughly 20 years. So, democracy won out in the end. Wonder what's next. Yeah, no, I would be certainly curious to see another game in this universe. I don't know if that's in the cards for the production company or the devs. Now, what I'm noticing here is that a third title from the creators of Lacuna and Between Horizons. So, thinking about this now, it's possible that we know that they have other games out, but let us actually... Oh, it's been a while since I've gone back here. Oh my. Okay. Fascinating. What in the world happened? From Ruins seems interesting to me. Yeah, no, I'd be very curious to play more of this company's games, and that's actually what I'm going to investigate while it's off screen, just so that I'm not poking around the Steam interface with navigation while the screen captures on. The tiny DJ on top, yeah. Oh yeah, democracy in Athens, I'm pretty sure it just kind of slipped from an oligarchy to a democracy. Is the idea that there just became so many oligarchs that they started having to do a democracy? Because that would be a really funny turn of events, actually. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn on studio mode. Go back here and poke around. I don't know. Store. Oh, good. The music's still playing. That's nice. I'm trying to figure out the most efficient way to do this. I'm going to go to library. I'm going to go to Between Horizons. Can I... Is it the store page? I don't know. Game info. Publisher, Assemble Entertainment? Is that it? I guess let's go to store page for this game and see if I can navigate to somewhere else in Digitales Interactive. Yeah. Here we go. From Ruins. Between Horizons. Yeah, Lacuna. All right. It does look like another sci-fi-ish mystery game. Let's see what this says, actually. Here, I can bring us back to here. Oh, wait. I need to get out of studio mode and go back here. Also, I want to say Dithmarschen was not Violent Democratic Beginning. I am unfamiliar with this place at all. Dithmarschen. Is that like somewhere in Denmark? I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with that place. So this is, I think, the second game that they made. A murder, a hack, a bombing. All it takes to plunge the solar system into war, unless you do something about it. Help CDI agent Neil Conrad make a string of increasingly difficult decisions in this modern, dialogue-driven adventure set in a gorgeous 2D sci-fi noir universe. Yeah, okay, so they're going less colony ship and more Blade Runner style. Like, yeah, look at that. That looks gorgeous. I think this was before Between Horizons? Oh, okay. Oh, Between Horizons was the second game. This was the first one. I see, I see. Okay, very interesting. So there's that. Oh, wow, that pixel art is gorgeous. Yeah, no, all of these are definitely strong contenders for games to be played. The Great Sassanelli is... This one seems like the odd one out of the ones that I've seen so far. Lacuna, Between Horizons, and From Ruins all seem to be like vaguely similar detective games. And I don't know, The Great Sassanelli just gives a different vibe. Fascinating. I don't think that's quite my speed, but let me look at From Ruins. Release date 2027. Oh, okay, this is not out yet. So this is a common. A detective adventure at the end of the world. Ooh. Collect clues, as one does. Interrogate suspects, also very popular. Solve cases, what we generally like to do in detective games. All looking good. Can the others be dangerous? Oh, the choice is yours. All right. You can't go back. From Ruins. Yeah, no, that's an easy wish list for me. Absolutely. Mol bene, molto bene, mamma mia. Dids, what are you doing? Are you all right? Are you becoming an Italian detective over there? What are you doing? Well, I guess... Actually, for that matter, I'm going to wish list this as well. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Where's the wish list button? Hello? He's evolving before our very eyes. Wish list it, please. There we go. Add to your wish list. There we go. All right. Well then. We've reached the end of this game quicker than I was expecting to. So we might be ending early today, despite also starting late. So it might just be kind of a short stream today. That's fine. It happens. But before we do, I think we now have the opportunity to get some chat input on what we should play next. Because we have a couple options. Let me go to the library that I have. Okay, so we have a couple options here. Some things that I was put onto recently. I was put onto A Song of Sunlight. I think Jazz is the one who put me onto this. Maybe? It might have been Jazz or C, I forget. You guys are treating Italian words like I'm suffering from lycanthropy. Well, you're saying it like you're suffering from lycanthropy. Need I point to the chat logs? I don't remember this one. Okay, maybe this was a C recommendation. Let me go into game info. An RPG set in a distant, lonely future. Follow RM, a young man lured from his small island community to explore the desolate megastructure beneath it, the Well. With the simple goal of finding the exit, RM will burden himself with something more terrible than he ever thought possible. Looking like single player. Steam Deck may be compatible. Maybe. Who knows? Compatibility playable. what are the warnings they give us? Some functionality is not accessible when using the default controller configuration, requiring the use of touchscreen or virtual keyboard, or community configuration. All right. Some in-game text is small and may be difficult to read. This game requires manually enabling controller support using in-game settings. Interesting. Okay, that's not the worst. Definitely not the worst. All right, so we have that option. We've also got this one, which is not Steam Deck compatible, but I do have a setup now where I can go back to playing on my like big beefy PC. So that's also still viable. This game called Nobody Wants to Die. Let me get into the game info here. Lose yourself in the dystopian world of New York 2329. I can be a computer gamer again. Immortality comes at a price that someone has to pay. In this interactive noir story, lead the investigation using advanced technology as Detective James Cara, who risks it all in pursuit of a serial killer targeting the city's elite. So we also have that option. Another thing that... So we've also got the sequel to Paranormasight, the next Paranormasight game. We could just jump immediately into that. And I feel like there was something else. I can be a computer gamer again. It is true. I feel like I got, like... I don't know, I forget. Holy shit, Alpha Centauri. I can also play Alpha Centauri now that I have my PC available again. Yeah, there's Exocolonist. One of the goats. Yeah, so those are the... Dids is plotting something. You can be Irish in that. In Alpha Centauri? Really? Wow. What else had I felt there was something more. Something else I was looking at. Was it, maybe I have it on my wish list. Hold on. Yeah? What? Let me go to my wish list. There was something that I had found that I was... I don't know, I might have stored it in here. It might have been... Oh, yes, of course. So we've got the sequel to Paranormasight we can also do. And we can also do the sequel to Planet of Lana, which we also played a while back. Would I plot something? You might. You might plot something. There's not as many civs, but the religious one is Irish. Interesting. There's also this one. I don't know. I might save that for later. I mean, that is also Story-Rich Adventure Space Aliens Mystery, which... So many options, yes. Okay, I think restricting to the 4 that I had just said, let me actually... I'll do a poll. I'll see what people are feeling. Poll. Set up a poll. Yay! What next? We have Paranormasight 2. Planet of Lana 2. We have... Alright, now I need to go back to ones that are already in my library. Nobody Wants to Die. And A Song of Sunlight. Okay. We'll set this poll for 1 minute. So, if there is an opinion of what people want next, feel free to cast that here. We do have a number of options. So once again, that's Nobody Wants to Die, which is a sort of cyberpunk noir. We have Song of Sunlight, which is a sort of megastructure RPG. That's probably going to be like a one or two stream things. It looks like it's a a fairly small indie project, though I could be wrong. I've called that wrong many times in the future, or in the past. God, I'm getting time wrong today. That's not good. We have the second Paranormosite game, and we have the second Planet of Lana. You play Dispatch, and we could judge your choice in women. You already know my choice in women. You know exactly what I chose. You know, it's public record. All right, well, it's looking like some folks want to see a song. Oh, okay. All right, who was it? Who was it? I saw that. You can't hide from me. Who was it at the very end? So we're between Paranormosite and A Song of Sunlight, which rhyme, actually. All right. Well, that's still useful information. I didn't vote. Spin a wheel or dealer's choice. Okay, being that these are the two choices. Like, actually, I'm at work. Okay, fine. You're clear. You have an alibi. So being that it's Paranormosite 2 and A Song of Sunlight, and being that, in my estimation, we do a tier list again. A tier list of what? The options or my choice in women? I don't know. I vote Nobody Wants to Die. All right, now you're just being contrarian. Now you're just being contrarian. So being that A Song of Sunlight and Paranormosite are two very different lengths, at least going off of what Paranormosite took us a little while. And A Song of Sunlight looks like it's probably going to take less time. It's probably going to be closer to what we just played, Between Horizons, than it will be to a longer game like Paranormosite or Nobody Wants to Die. So I think, absent any strong opinions to the contrary, we'll do A Song of Sunlight next. Women? Okay. Listen, if you lot can assemble a tier list of women, I can do a tier list. I don't mind spending some time on a tier list. My goal, I think, is do Song of Sunlight first, knock that out, have fun with that. That'll probably take less time, and then we can move on to a longer game like Paranormosite 2. So I think that's the tentative plan right now. Cool. All right, I'll write that down somewhere. I think I can write. I promise. Trust me. Maybe I can't. I don't know. Song of Sunlight. And then Paranormosite 2? Question mark? As after that. Happy Mother's Day Eve, Atomic Man. Thank you very much, Echo. How are you doing today on this Mother's Day Eve? Yes, everybody, do remember that tomorrow is Mother's Day. It is a very special day. Talk to your mothers. I don't know. Do something. Yeah, I think that kind of... I think we're kind of set. So, I think we raid now. It is a bit of a short stream, but that's not the worst. Sometimes you have some short streams. And that's okay. Let's see who we can raid right now. Who can we raid? Who can we raid? Who is even streaming at this ridiculous time of day? I have got not much. Frankly, I don't even know who most of these people are. I assume that I subscribed or I followed them at some point, but I'm not sure that I recognize them. Not even 2 hours in? I mean, I was expecting this to take longer. Honestly, I probably should have just powered through last time and finished up. I did not expect that the ending would unfold so quickly after we began. It doesn't seem... Only person I really say Happy Mother's Day to is my grandma, I guess. Well, then Happy Mother's Day to your grandmother. I was thinking of streaming, but comfy. Well, if you do stream, I can raid you. So I don't know if that influences your decision at all. But that is the truth. How far are you into your game? Stream Doom Eternal? I don't have Doom Eternal. I am curious how long to beat A Song of Sunlight. I really should just start looking up this for... He says without having anyone. I think chapter 4 out of 5 and then an epilogue. Oh, okay. So you're well on your way. How long to beat A Song of Sunlight? Song of Sunlight. It gives the vibe of like a short indie project. How long to beat has no information about A Song of Sunlight. Well, you can look it up now. I'd have to set up. So it's not impossible that we might be one of the first, because I saw one playing and 3 backlogs. So we might be actually one of the first people to have a good estimate of how long A Song of Sunlight is. We might be one of the first people to really get into it. I am the first gamer. It's me. It's always been me. Whoops. Doom is sci-fi. This is true. Very true. I don't want to install this while I'm streaming off it. Let me go back over to the game info here. Maybe we can check out the store page, since we have... This is how many of us remain. Yeah, it looks cool. Definitely RPG. I'm wondering what information. RPG, visual novels, sci-fi, psychological horror, Souls-like, oh boy, exploration, and fantasy. Well, now hold on. This... Wait a minute. The developers recommend you play this game with a controller, but you have to manually activate controller support in-game? Come on. What's going on there? Well, see, now I'm curious, because Souls-like exploration, that says to me that there might be more to this game than 1 or 2 streams. Who knows? Tightly woven intersection of gameplay and narrative. Players will interact with the game world and characters in depth. There's a violence, blood, and themes of self-harm. Okay, so we might have to do a soft content warning on that. That's fine. We have an ad starting in 3 minutes, everybody. Brace yourselves for that. Yeah, all right. So this is where we're going to be headed next. I do like post-apocalyptic fiction, which kind of gives me vibes here of post-apocalypse. It's just like, why isn't my laptop turning on? It wasn't plugged in. That will do it. I can definitively say the laptop does need to be plugged in. At least last time I checked it. So it's tagged as sci-fi and fantasy, which is cool. Did you play Signalis? No, but I watched Jazz play Signalis. I did. And it was cool. I thought it was very interesting. Forgive me, I haven't hydrated this entire stream. There we go. There were geese in the road Jazz Center agents? Jazz controls the geese? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This chat should be... Nope, that's me. Chat should be up here now. I am... Burp, burp, burp. Let me control that. That's fine. All right. Getting this reconfigured for next time. Might as well just do this while we're waiting. It's all good. She would play Signalis? Is that, I don't know, is that a Jazz game? What is this? What are you? I don't know what that is. Whatever. She's part goose. I'm unfamiliar with this lore. I must have missed something. It was fun. If it has women in it and ghouls? Well, hold on. I thought Jazz was the fishing game person. Why did women and ghouls suddenly become part of the lore? And for that matter, geese. Why are geese now part of Jazz's lore? I feel like I've missed out on some of Jazz's lore. I feel like I've been missing something. Settings. What, monologue subtitles? I don't think that's how you spell monologue, unless I'm unfamiliar with what that means. Show tutorials, dialogue timer, text highlights, text scroll, controller vibration. I honestly don't remember there being much controller vibration at all. There's text, key bindings. Resolution, full screen, 2D mode. I would have been curious to see what 2D mode looks like. Quality. Yeah. All the standard settings. She's part goose. No. See, you've said this twice now. She is a port goose. That she's port goose. What do you mean? Also, Jazz is streaming now, so we are going to raid Jazzmanian. I'm going to get those raid messages out. Ba-ba-bam. Select any and all. I suppose you can select all. You can have as many as you want. Oh, we have an ad break. Okay, we're going to raid immediately after the ad. That's a bit awkward. But nevertheless. Port. No, okay, I am reading you correctly. Port. She's port goose. Portuguese. Oh, I get it. That one took me a while, I'll not lie. Alright, okay, I get it. Anyway, we're going to be raiding Jazzmanian. Raid Jazzmanian _ and that's how it's going to be. I'm actually going to bring our channel up here on my internet browser so that I can immediately start watching once we raid in. Because Jazz is a longtime friend of stream. And I can close that and back to OBS. Raid Jazzmanian. All right. Thank you all for joining me for the final episode of Between Horizons. It was a long but very satisfying journey. It wasn't that long, actually, in terms of games. You can catch me here next week, in this same place, this same time. Well, not the same time as today. Next week, 1 p.m. EST on Saturday, here on this channel, we are going to be starting A Song of Sunlight. So, that's going to be very interesting. I'm going in not really knowing what to expect there, but it looks like kind of a cool sci-fi fantasy, dark sci-fi kind of vibes. we're going to be learning about it together. So I hope to see you all there. If not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and as always, stay true to yourselves, my friends.